This is a video on how I installed my interior LED lights on my 2005 Lexus ES330. I wired all of them to my dome light so that it can turn on when I open my doors. So connect the wires to the dome light. You're going to need to use a screwdriver to pry off the cover. Once the cover is off, you see the dome light, to which we're going to be connecting the positive and negative terminals to these two holes here by using a screw. Next, you're going to remove the dome light by undoing this clip here, there, and there. Alright, now that the dome light is disconnected, I'm going to go ahead and screw the wires into this hole and this hole here. So now to wire the trunk lights, we're going to first start by popping this cover off with a screwdriver here. Once you got the cover off, you just get in here with a screwdriver, pull the light out, and disconnect this connector at the back here. So solder two wires to the terminals of the trunk light, as you can see there. For the dome light, I screwed two wires to the terminals of the light. So I detaped the LED strip to the inside of the dome light. And then at the back here, we can connect our wires. The type of LED that I'm using is the surface mount type that comes in a roll, typically around 5 meters. You can cut it to length to around 2 inches and then nick the end off and use speaker wire, solder it on the end, and use a piece of heat shrink to protect the connection. On the back, it comes with a double-sided tape to which you can stick to the surface. Alright, so after you connect your dome light, you're going to run the wire across the top and then down the B pillar. So we have to take these panels off. We start by taking off the front scuff plate. To take the scuff plate off, wedge your panel removal tool under there, pry up. Next, take the back scuff plate off by using your upholstery clip removal tool to pop the clips up. Take off the bottom B pillar cover by pulling it out like so. So to take the top B pillar panel off, we're going to have to remove these two 10mm screws. Once you get the two bolts off, just pull this panel right off and it comes loose. Once you got the panel off here, you can just push your wire through the headliner and then across to the dome light. So now at the B pillar, I've connected the wires, and I'm going to run these wires across the top of the back door for the lights on the back glass. So I ran the wire through this crease here, comes out here to the back glass, and then you can stick your LEDs onto the back glass there. When you're done wiring the B pillar, you can just close it up by pushing on the upholstery clips and putting these two screws back in. Next, replace your bottom B pillar panel by pushing on the clips like so. Replace your rear scuff plate, pressing down on the upholstery clips. So I'm running the dome light wires, the red and black wires, through the front scuff plate and then under the glove box towards the center console. To remove the bottom passenger side footplate, what you gotta do is pull down, and this panel comes down, and we can run the wires underneath there. To take the console panel off, we just pull up like this with your fingers. Put the car in the lower gear so we can take this out. And this panel just comes right off like that. And then we can get access to wires down there. So now I've got the red and black wire from the dome light through the dashboard and in the center console. I'm going to run all 4 of my floor wires to this. So I got my front wires tied up here to the center console. I ran my front footwell wires through this crease here towards the front, and the back one through the same crease that goes under the chair to the back. So now we're putting on the center console panel. Just shift it into a lower gear, slip this guy in like this, press in, and press down. To install the LED lights in the back footrest, you gotta do is wipe down the surface with rubbing alcohol so it's clean, and take your LED with some double-sided tape and paste it onto the surface like so. Okay. So to mount the rear LEDs on the back of your glass, first you're gonna wipe the surface down with a little bit of rubbing alcohol. Make sure it's nice and clean. And with some double-sided tape on the back of the LED, mounted at the top of the rear glass, like so. So for the front LED underneath the footwell, I'm going to run the wire underneath here and mount it over there. So first I start by rubbing the surface with some alcohol. Take my LED with double-sided tape and mount it under here. So we're doing the trunk light. I got my wire soldered to the terminals of the trunk light, and I routed the wire basically through the trunk liner like this, up through here and into the metal part. I'll just pull that wire through like so, and then connect the other end to my LED, which I've mounted underneath here. And then we'll connect the trunk light like that, and then plug in the trunk light over here. So to replace the glove box light with an LED, what I'm going to do is wire it to this light right here, which turns on and off with a switch. So to get that out, we first got to take off these 3 screws right here. So once the screws are out, we just gently pull on this panel right here until we can access the light module. And just pull in the clip and pull it out. And we can disconnect this wire right here. So once you got the glove box light out, you can solder your 2 wires to it and route it outside the switch. Once you've got everything connected, you can test it out by using the switch. And then you can put the switch back in the housing like so. Just slide it in. So I've got my LED installed in the glove box with D-tape. Got my switch plugged in. Finished wiring the screws, now I can just close it up.